Welcome back to BrawlZilla, the home of the most hardcore, in-depth, and professional Brawl Stars guides on the internet. Today we are not just looking at a brawler, we are studying a masterpiece of mechanical design. We are talking about Pearl, the third member of the beloved Goldarm Gang. Pearl is a brawler that completely redefines the concept of damage per second. She is a walking furnace, a tactical baker, and a mechanical genius that introduces a mechanic we have never seen before: heat. Most players treat Pearl like a standard damage dealer, but that is exactly why they fail. Pearl requires a level of patience, mathematical understanding, and lane management that very few players possess. In this absolute masterclass, we are going to peel back the layers of this brawler. We will cover her origin, her unique heat trait, the hidden numbers behind her daggers, the most optimal builds for every single competitive scenario, and the psychological warfare you can wage against your opponents. By the end of this massive deep dive, you won't just be playing Pearl, you will be mastering the furnace. To understand Pearl, you must first surrender everything you know about traditional ammo management. With most brawlers, your primary concern is, do I have enough shots to kill this enemy? With Pearl, the question is my temperature high enough to make this shot count? Pearl's unique trait is her heat bar. This bar fills up automatically over time, taking exactly 12 seconds to go from 0 to 100%. At 0 heat, Pearl is mediocre. At 100% heat, she is a goddess of destruction, dealing 150% of her base damage. Think about the implications of this. A pro Pearl player is a patient hunter. Every time you fire a shot, you lose about 10% of your heat. If you spam your shots like a Colt or a Rico, you are effectively nerfing yourself mid-fight. You are turning your high-powered furnace into a cold oven. The core philosophy of playing Pearl at a rank 30 level is efficiency over frequency. You must learn to hold your fire. You must learn to stand in the shadows, letting your heat bar glow red, waiting for that one opening where your cookies will hit like a truck. If you miss a shot at high heat, you haven't just missed damage. You've wasted 12 seconds of waiting time. This is why Pearl is a high-skill cat brawler. She demands discipline. Now, let's get technical and talk about the mathematical breakdown of the build. To dominate the 2026 meta, your build must be perfect. There's no room for experimental setups in high ladder play. The Gadget Overcooked is the heart of Pearl's lethality. When you activate Overcooked, your next basic attack deals 60% of its damage as extra burning damage over 3 seconds. Here is the secret. This burning damage scales with your heat. If you use this gadget at maximum heat, the total damage output is astronomical. It can melt a tank like Frank or Primo in a single burst and leave them burning while they try to retreat. It is your primary tool for gatekeeping, stopping an enemy from entering a lane because they know one hit means certain death. For your star power, heat retention is the clear winner. This star power reduces the heat consumption of your super by 50%. Normally, using your super, the Shockwave, completely empties your heat bar, leaving you vulnerable and weak. With heat retention, you keep half of your lethality even after an explosion. This allows for chain pressure. You can blast an enemy away with your super and immediately follow up with high damage shots to finish them off. It removes the biggest weakness in Pearl's kit. Regarding gears, Pearl thrives on being just enough in the fight. The damage gear is essential because it stacks multiplicatively with your high heat. For the second slot, health gear is often superior to shield. Because Pearl needs to wait for her heat to recharge, she naturally spends time behind cover. The health gear allows her to get back into the fight faster, ensuring that her heat bar doesn't sit at 100% for too long while she is regenerating health. Pearl's super, Shockwave, is more than just a blast. It's a tactical tool. It has a massive radius, destroys walls, and knocks back enemies. However, it is a double-edged sword because it consumes your most precious resource: heat. Professional Pearl players use the super for 3 specific reasons. First, wall breaking. In modes like Brawl Ball or Heist, certain walls are the enemy's best friend. Pearl can delete these walls instantly, opening up the map for her teammates. Second, the anti-assassin blast. If a Mortis, Edgar, or Miko gets too close, the Shockwave is your delete button. Not only does it deal massive damage, but the knockback puts them in the perfect range for your main attack. Third, the team wipe. In the final seconds of a gem grab match, a high-heat Shockwave into a cluster of enemies can win the game instantly. But remember, if you don't kill them with the super, you are left cold. Always ensure you have enough health to survive the cooldown after a super. In the current meta, Pearl is the ultimate lane gatekeeper. Your job is to pick a lane and tell the enemy you cannot pass. Against tanks, you are their worst nightmare. A tank's only hope is to rush you. But with Pearl, the closer they get, the more daggers hit them. Keep them at mid-range, keep your heat high, and use your Gadget to apply burn damage that prevents them from healing. Against snipers, this is your hardest matchup. Snipers like Piper or Bell outrange you. Your goal here isn't to kill them, but to survive and hold your ground. Use your high health to soak some pressure and wait for them to make a mistake. One mistake against a high-heat Pearl is all it takes. Against throwers, use your super to destroy their cover. Once a Dynamite or a Larry and Lori has no walls to hide behind, they are easy prey for your spread shot cookies. Beyond the numbers, there is the psychological edge. Playing against a good Pearl is frustrating. The enemy sees your red heat bar and they play differently. They are afraid to peek. They are afraid to rush. This is psychological pressure. You can win a lane without even firing a shot just by standing there with full heat. Use this to your advantage. Force the enemy to waste their gadgets and ammo while you simply wait. You are the oven, and the arena is your kitchen. Pearl is incredibly versatile across game modes. In Brawl Ball, she is an elite defender. In Heist, her high heat damage can delete the safe in seconds. In Bounty and Knockout, she acts as a gatekeeper, holding down lanes and making it impossible for the enemy to push without taking massive damage. To wrap up this massive masterclass, let's go over the core mindset. Mastering Pearl is a journey of discipline. It's about knowing when to be the aggressive monster and when to be the patient tactician. She is one of the most rewarding brawlers in the game because she rewards smart play over fast thumbs. Practice your heat management, master the overcooked timing, and always keep your cool while your furnace stays hot. If you've made it through this entire deep dive, you are now part of the elite Pearl players. You have the knowledge, you have the build, and now you have the strategy. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to BrawlZilla for more of these hardcore guides, and hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments, what is your highest rank with Pearl and which skin is your favorite? Thanks for watching, keep the heat up, and I will see you in the next masterclass.